Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry for being me. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I was cleaning up some of these lightsaber I'm sorry. I was a little obsessed. There was a little styrofoam ball, and I'm like, what the hell is this? That rolled across. It was from the Garbage Pail Kids box that we're going to be slating today. So anyway, I was messaging Maker Viking, or at least getting back to him on Bob's recommendation. What is going on there? Hey,
The
Silver Sunbeam.
Silver Sunbeam just gifted 1 subs.
Thank you for gifting those subs. Gonna pull out the blackjacks, and yes, Jedi can have one.
No.
You don't want one? Ooh. Jedi hates the blackjacks. Jedi is assembling lightsabers. A very funky aftertaste. Totally agree, Jedi. I'm with you. So I've been printing the lightsaber pieces. I finally showed Jedi today. Not close to being done. I was trying to get them printing on the bamboo, and the bamboo, the same hilt twice failed. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to probably move to printing the hilts on here, and maybe the remainder of the
staff is very taller than me.
Jedi's got a staff. Jedi's got a staff. Sorry to keep you waiting, Photosmint. I apologize. I was printing lightsaber pieces for Jedi to use. There's another top here for anybody to make when her friends come over. They can assemble their own lightsaber. She's made this huge staff. So anyway, I had problems with the Hex 3D model on the bamboo. The same model had issues. So I don't know what, but instead of screwing up and wasting more filament, I'm just gonna move back to printing the pieces, the hilts on the Prusa. And then when it comes time for these pieces, I may end up switching to using the bamboo, because the Prusa, in order to get it to work and cleanly, I have to slow the print down to 50%. So it's like I can't win either way. Wait, did I already? Must have already done that then. Hopefully this will work just fine. There we go. Watched Pinocchio today. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. As for a Disney film, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty decent. It was enjoyable, somewhat. Finally finished my Imperial Walker. The bamboo is mostly fixed. It's just the new slicer is problematic. So I had to downgrade, and but I ran into other issues with the model that I wanted to print on it. So it's kind of disappointing. But either way, this is a Fab 365 Imperial Walker. This is a free model that you can download if you want. So now that I've got both of my printers working again, I'll be able to print other models, like the Mandalorian bust from Photosmint. That is still on my desktop to be printed. The only thing about this one is it was a little finicky with one of the pieces, and then I ended up running into problems with the glue that I used. It kind of foamed out in spots with the glue that I needed to use. So I may have to kind of file that down and be very careful, because otherwise it's just going to get destroyed. So I'm just going to leave well enough alone with this Imperial Walker. I'm just going to call it a day. I'm like, this is fine. This is great. I'm thrilled with how the model looks, but assembly was not as straightforward as it could have been, in my humble opinion. That's just me. What glue? Oh, I didn't use goop. I didn't have any goop. I used just Gorilla Glue. I've used that before, but I think it reacted with the silk filament not in a good way. So the bamboo is fixed, but it's not like I'm not. I was doing things today, but like I said, I ran into problems with the model. I was doing a hilt from these assemble. Hex 3D has got an amazing. This is a little too big, honey.
Monsoon Josh 3 declared X100 today in Star Wars history in 2003. The Hut articles began.
hut. These what I was the hilts here, the silver ones, what I was printing. They've printed fine on the Prusa, but the bamboo is not happy with. In fact, these printed fine at 100% speed. These did not print fine at 100% speed with this filament, so I've just been troubleshooting a lot as of late, but I do want to get all these pieces done. I mean, I've got filament. It's a nice little toy to play around with that kids when they come over can build their own lightsabers in various colors. These nice colors. I've done the bronze. The only one, the bronze, the pommels are the bronze.
231 shared X100.
Thank you, Dropkick. So I've got pommels. I've got lower hilt, top hilt, and then the basically the top part. I'm printing another top part right now because it was a smaller top to go on, so it shouldn't take too long to print. But the only piece that is now currently missing from the array are gold. I've got other small pieces that'll be printed in gold. Those I might be able to whip out on the bamboo. But like I said, I am nervous because the big hilt just it choked, and I'm like, so I don't know if it was a piece or not a piece. So I'm going to be doing gold pieces that will be going into the race. So there will be different. So Jedi knows that the pommels are the in bronze, and the chrome are the top pieces. But either way, she can mix and match the various.
Stay on target.
Together. I am. I'm trying to stay on target. Just showing you what I did. I'm showing you what I did. Thank you, by the way, Dropkick. Thank you. It's very, very, very appreciated. And of course, Monsoon Josh. And where is my? Here's my. Okay. Crack Pyrex, Monsoon Josh, and the Silver Sunbeam. Appreciate you. Everybody, really, not just you three. And you too, it's yours. I was also messaging Maker Viking, Bob Carnes. I don't know if Bob's here. Bob suggested reaching out to him. He's done some work that might be potentially good in relation to what it is that I was thinking possibly about doing with LockerGnome.com and bringing it back, resurrecting it. Talked about it last night, and I'm like, oh, and Bob said, well, you may know some people. I'm like, I do? Do I? Do I really? Is that something are these people that I know? But anyway, Bob, I did reach out to Maker Viking at first. I just wanted, because he says he's been on hiatus, too. I'll also reach out to the other person that you had recommended. I mean, you never know. I'm willing to explore, certainly, especially if they're trusted individuals who have the ability to pull it off, not just talk about pulling it off. Darth Gallum, thank you for the cheer. 3D Medic Vince, good to see you.
Darth Gallum cheered X100.
Tonight, after we look at everybody's makes, I'm going to be slotting GBK Chrome Series 4. And I got to thank Avo, GC Laredo, if you remember, for sending Chrome Series 2 or 3. He sent it over. I'm like, these are cool. I'm like, okay, originally I skipped them, but man, these are pretty neat. The whole series is basically, they're Chrome. They're like the original art from the original series of Garbage Pail Kids, but with like this chrome finish behind it. It's just, they're beautiful. And I want to say this is like the original art as well. Not just like this updated card and card stock. These are quality. Like, I'd imagine they're going to keep going with them, too. I'm like, crap. So I'm going to have to stick with them, I should say. I'm not going to stick them. Because these things, for $2, each one of these things is like 50 cents, basically. Which is unfortunate. But buying in bulk, buying the full set, it's not as bad. So I'm skipping buying the individual packs. Because $2 for a 4-pack, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You like Chrome? I'm worried. Chrome is going to be releasing Manifest 3, or at least mainstreaming Manifest 3, the extension, or for their extensions. And it's looking like a lot of ad blockers, like a uBlock Origin, will be going away. Like they won't work anymore. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know how that's going to go. Because uBlock Origin is the one that I've been using, and it's fine. Oh, I like Chrome. There you go. You know, Firefox on the Mac, and maybe I gotta look at it again. But last time I tried it, I'm like, God, this is fugly. This fugly. It's really fugly. Sithler Brit. I may end up switching just switching directly to Brave again. I had used Brave for quite some time, and then ultimately flipped back to Chrome. Chromium, of course, is an option, but that lands me into the same problems. So, yeah, it was the performance cracked Pyrex that I was mostly concerned about with Firefox. The performance of the UI was just ghastly, like bad, like really bad. And I'm like, yeah, no, not gonna do it. So I passed on Firefox. But with the Manifest V3, I think that's what it is, V3, coming out, version 3 at the beginning of the year. We'll see. I'm going to stick with Chrome to see how well the uBlock Origin minus, or uBlock minus, whatever he's calling it, the developer, if it works well enough. But, you know, we'll see. I may be in play again, is basically. So I hate having to change. I hate having to shift, you know, from one browser to another. Because I'm just like, everything was working. It was working just fine. On my phone, I use a different browser than I use on the desktop, too. So it's like I use different browsers on every platform. It's impossible. It's impossible to have the same thing everywhere for me. So I gave up on the idea of anything that might have been mildly convenient. Firefox on the Mac used to be fine. Used to be. I don't know. I used to prefer Safari. I did. On the desktop, and then ultimately switched to Chrome because of the speed. There were scrolling performance problems in Safari with recent releases, and I was like, you know, I need something that's more responsive. And honestly, Chrome on the same desktop is wickedly fast faster compared to Safari. It's faster, and I don't just mean launch speed. I mean like the rendering of pages, like. When here's my benchmark, right? I load the Twitch console for, like, you know, looking behind the scenes. I can see like who's following, who's cheering, who's doing all that. Vivaldi might be interesting, although the UI for Vivaldi was just kind of like funky. I'm like, I don't know. It didn't quite do it for me. UI is a big deal for me, like the clean factor, like the Chrome, if you will. You know, the actual window if it's clean. Hello, BugX. Good to see you. Used to use Chrome on Android, use Firefox. No. On Android, I'd actually recommend Samsung browser. It's fast on every Android device, and it's got all the stuff that you might need with it. Firefox is okay. It's not bad. But I found that Samsung's internet browser, even if you don't have a Samsung device, is the web pages scroll smoother, much more smoothishness. Hey, Maker Viking, good to see you. I sent you a response, or a series of responses over there. Internet Explorer for Light, rotten treats. What? I used to love IE. I did. I didn't flip away from IE until Maxton came out, because IE was like stuck at IE 6 for ages, and Maxton had like power user features. And then I was with Maxton until. I must have done IE. I think by the time IE 7 rolled around, I was on Mac. I was using Safari. I can't remember. Never really got into Firefox, though. Never. Or Netscape.
Monsoon
Never
Josh
did.
3D gifted Maker Viking a subscription. Monsoon Josh 3D gifted a tier 1 sub to Maker Viking. They have given 30 gift subs in the channel.
Perfect gifted sub there. Maker Viking is definitely worth how can I say this? Worthy of a gifted sub, I should say. I downloaded an app that kept opening the Samsung browser for ads, even though the app wasn't running. What? That's weird, Samsung or 3D Medic Vince. That's very weird. I never liked Netscape ever. Netscape tasted worse than this jelly bean. Lynx is the only browser. I loved Lynx. If only I could still use Lynx. If only. For a brief while, I had it installed on the Mac. I mean, just for giggles, like, oh, I'm browsing the web. Browsing the hyperlinks in links. Takes me back. It really does take me back. On my Pixel, I end up using the built-in browser quite often, even though it's a default browser. When it's tapping things in Google Newsfeed, it still opens the default browser. You should be able to change your default browser and even default browser behaviors. I used Brave on Android and just found that performance-wise, it wasn't good. The best performance on Android is the best performance, like smooth scrolling, Samsung Internet. Or if you're so inclined, the Samsung Internet Beta. It also has the ability for you to integrate plugins. So it's got true dark mode, for one. You can install plugins like AdGuard, so you can block ads. That's a big deal. You've got all sorts of features that you may never use. Like it's in using all of them. I found like I would use Samsung Internet Beta on any Android device for sure. I don't know what the old OG AOL used. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Oh, sorry. The hype train is over. It's over. It's over when I say it's over. No, it's over. It is definitely over. I used Arcane on DOS once or twice. I remember it barely. I'm definitely not using IE. Not since 6 was the last one that I really used. But I was mentioning, Big Jano, that I may very well be in play with basically finding a new browser, depending on how well Manifest v3 rolls out in 2023. We're a few months away from that, but I'm not looking to switch immediately. But I may end up going back to Brave on the Mac desktop. If I have a spare machine that can use Docker, look at Pi-hole, blocks most trackers and ads. Tell you rather use that IP as its DNS connected device. Ian, my network is like one of those things that I set it and forget it. Like I set it up like Fort Knox, and I forget it. It's there, it works. I don't want to mess with it. The fewer things that I have to worry about, the happier I am. I'm not a net admin like so many of you out there. Liz has got internet issues. No worries. Photos was using Opera for years. Opera was always interesting to me, but I never liked how it rendered pages. Never. Ever liked how it rendered pages. Ever. So we'll see. I have not tried DuckDuckGo's web browser. See, like I said, the browser itself, part of it is page compatibility, but another part is page speed, like how fast a page loads. And then the big part of it for me is the Chrome, like the browser, like the interface of the browser outside the web page. So the one I would likely float to, the most likely candidate at this point, even though I think Vivaldi is now based on Chromium as well, the one I'd likely jump to would be Brave again, even though I turn off all that BAT Bitcoin token crap. But yeah, Vivaldi, if I'm not mistaken, has... Oops. I want to say it's Chromium, yeah? It's based on Chromium. Oh, Vivaldi Mail. Ooh, there's something I would never use. See, that's the thing, is like a lot of what's in Vivaldi is like complete overkill for me. Like I wouldn't use that, I wouldn't use that, I wouldn't use this. But actually the interface for Vivaldi, I'd have to look at it again. Vivaldi calendar? Why? They've got everything, but like their mail client, it's kind of, see, the UI of a lot of what they've got is really kind of old school fugly. That's my problem with Vivaldi here. It just looks, it's old. It's just, it looks dated. And I know it's got tracking protection and all that stuff, but just the interface, I don't know. It's not doing it for me. And I know I can install multiple browsers, but I don't want to do that. I just don't want to mess with multiple browsers. I just want one that works well and is clean. Everyone's got their favorites, right? But see, here's the thing. I don't need I don't need to view tabs and split screen. I don't need a built-in mail client, mouse gesture. I don't need any of this stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. But everything else, I'm not so sure about. Brave, if you've not looked at, Brave is actually very, 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 very functional, extremely functional. Yeah, maybe I'll have to look at Vivaldi again. Yeah. Except for the mail client, I'm just like, why? I don't pop 3. It's a little nerve-wracking to me. Like, yeah. But a lot of it is I probably have to go through and research again, like to get like reviews of like optimizations and which one's faster, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Vivaldi is very powerful, it seems, like incredibly powerful, but it could be overkill for me. And they're only on only version 5.3, which isn't bad. The last update was in June. Hey, Triple Venti, Usenet and Gopher. Privacy is a bigger concern. Well, it is a concern for me. It's one of the reasons I use uBlock, which is another reason why I'm concerned about the uBlock Origin Manifest V3 or uBlock minus, wherever he's calling it, is going to have less of that. I'm concerned. Do I think the iPhone 15 will be the new design feature? I don't quite understand what you mean there. That doesn't really make any sense at all. Will the iPhone 15 be different? I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, I know a lot of people care about what the hardware looks like. It's the least of my interests. I care about the software more than I care about the hardware. So if there was a new design feature, the only new design feature that I want is specifically in iOS. I want a clean reboot, upgrade, stem to stern. Like everything is just, it feels different. It looks different. It's just different and it's better, as opposed to everything that we've had to live with since iOS 7. Will the 15 have a design? Yes, it will. It absolutely will have a design. I'm confident it will have a design. I feel very confident in telling you that. Very confident. It will have a design. Seen on deck last night, Creative Heart Warrior doing diamond painting. The third red turned up this morning, so I could finally finish the Looney Tunes look. Oh, that turned out really well. I like that. I like that, Decibel. Kieran, I don't know if Kieran's here. He may be asleep still. He's got his Looney Tunes collection there. It's fun. Until Disney World comes up with its own likely pricey solution. Chop off band, drill hole, insert keychain. Instant magic band keeper. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but see, I would want the Darth Vader head. Photosmint zombie head. Polymaker silk lime. That is a very zombie head. Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful color choice. You can see his brains, of course. It doesn't have my brains. Should I wait for the iPhone 15? I don't know. That's completely up to you, dude. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what your wants are. I can't give you blanket advice. Hey, Westery1. Good to see you. And Hutcher's Makerspace. Vortex Images has got, who did that dragon? It's the Chinese Imperial, or the Imperial Dragon? Yeah. Some Flexi Astronauts. I guess there's a Flexi Stormtrooper that someone made. Joel Telling was going to DM me, but he may be busy. Some low-key jars. Some little, looks like little containers of sorts. Those are they're the helmets? Or are those just ball orbs? Yeah, they're just orbs. I never had any luck printing those print-in-place orbs. A Flexi Triceratops. Paint buckets. Well, he just uploaded them all, didn't he? Bow. Chris Travis did a bow. I think Liz did as well. Bow. The god of dumplings. Bow. Oh, there's his drippy bucket links. Oh, I saw that printing on MakerDeck, actually. Silver Sunbeam's design skills coming along slowly but surely. Designed this holster to hold my Seconic spot meter. Printed in TPU. Oh, smart. I like how you labeled it, too. Oh, yeah, that fits perfectly. Nice. Good job. Prime Welder, I assume that's a Pokemon, just like you should assume anything I'm doing is a Star Wars. Liz, there's Liz with her Ice Dragon bust. Good color choice. Turned out very, very well.
_2_3D shared X200.
Oh, she did good with the photos, too. Thank you for the share. BC. Love to you and Royal Nomi. FIP has got Desert's Kiss Dice Tower, not Ice Tower. Emmeline Silk PLA red and silver. Dude, I like that red and silver. That's a good color combo. That's a really good color combo. Wow, if I have a chance to do that filament, I would. Whoa. That's nice. Fix 'em Dude, Artist Circle templates. Put it on MakerDeck. Hatchbox Black, white PLA, and the Prusa Mark 3S Plus. So this is, okay, so this is so you can draw, so you can have like 1 1/4, 1 1/8, 3/4. I didn't know artists need those. But look at that. He drew an emoji, a cool emoji, and a MakerDeck emoji. What's going on? Not much. We're just browsing everybody's makes here tonight. As I do every night. I've got... That's what I need. Popping over to the Twitters. What is this? Okay. .3D printing lightsaber parts is what's going on. There's Liz's bow. I knew she had a bow. The dumpling. I don't yet have a bow. I haven't had bow in years. Unfortunately, I remember it. There's Disc 001 3D's Twisted Pineapple Vase. All the vaseness. Here I am. I feel like, I got to catch up with everybody. But again, when I start printing like a series of something, it's like I want to see it all the way through, because I'm like, I started to do these lightsaber pieces, and then something threw me off. But I want to continue with them. I really do. I think what's going to happen with the lightsaber pieces that I've been doing is I'm going to do the hilts overnight up here, or maybe continue these pieces, and then downstairs do the gold, like capture the gold. The gold I may be able to whip out tonight before going to bed too, depending on how long they take. Prime Welder, another Pokemon controller. See, I knew Pokemon. And there's Andrew Rogers, aka the Silver Sunbeam, doing an astronaut MMU from Play Action Toys. Love the Playmobil scale figures. I told you, they're so much fun. They are so much fun to do. I love doing them. And then from yesterday, the Potion of Time. Or no, from today, actually. Potion of Time by Ars Moriendi. These are nice models. Is that a fancy light panel built into the hutch of the desk? It's not built in. They're like ticks clocks, and they're like... Sorry, this is... I hate when I like knock that camera. They're ticks clocks, and they're in cubbies at the top. I will be doing the GPKs after we browse everybody's makes. Damn it, it's Karen through her names on the tip of my tongue. Harley Quinn into the flaming pot. Hey! 11 hours ago, streaming her bamboo printing for the first time on MakerDeck. That was fun. C. Travis coming in again with his bow. Everyone's bowing. Bow. Bow. That's what he says. Bow. Liz tweeted out. So excited to welcome her friend Tiz Karen on MakerDeck today. Hey, thank you for following Lonely Goose. You are no longer lonely. You are here among digital, virtual friends. I meant, do you think the iPhone 15 will have a new design? I have no idea. Kind of like what they did with the 12 Pro Max coming from the 11 Pro Max. I have no idea. And honestly, like I said, it is of very little interest to me personally. I know some people like care that it looks different physically every year. That is like the of my priorities, it is the lowest. I don't care about the chassis. Does it run well? I care more about the software than I do about the hardware. The software means more to me. So, do I think it'll have a new design? I'm sure it'll be tweaked in some way. How radical? Anybody's guess. Is it interesting to me? Not really. Minus one, there's a caveat. The dynamic island was the biggest change in the iPhone this year. That was about hardware and software, but it was more about software being optimized for the hardware, which is exactly the way it should be. That's how it should be. That's a software story, not a hardware story. That's software working within the constraints of the hardware. That's how it should be. Software is more important than hardware. And the reason I say that, that's my opinion. The reason I say that is because the dynamic island only works because of the software. Apart from that, you've got a couple of pills. Basically, you got a pill and a dot. What were they going to do with it? Couldn't do anything with it. They got creative. This is the Apple that I came to appreciate. That's the Apple I miss. I wanted to see more things like a dynamic island. Maybe not, not saying another dynamic island, but the dynamic island was, at a distance, seems genius. They've got some cleanup to do. There's some layout issues. There's some incongruities that I've seen in at least the demos that were posted. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look. You can't unsee a lot of the sloppiness that has come down the pike from Apple since iOS 7. Just incongruities, imbalance. But the dynamic island is a good idea. Software is only more important than the hardware when it's closed and you can't change it. Well, I don't know about that. iPhone 14, no notch, dynamic island, a little better everything, better camera, gimbal stabilizer, better cinematic mode. Is there a gimbal stabilizer? Well, I guess, yeah, they do have the running mode or whatever they're calling it. Oh, I miss Steve Jobs as well. I'm not going to say they made a comeback with the dynamic island, but they made the iPhone more palatable. They really did. I mean, I did upgrade last year, but the only reason I upgraded from the 8 Plus was because Apple finally embraced well, they call it ProMotion, but 120 hertz. Like when you're on Android and you're used to running 120 frames per second, you can't go back to 60. Why do I think the 12 Pro Max was 60? I don't know. Parts? Because some people don't care. They don't want to pay an extra $100 for something faster. I don't know. There's something for everybody there. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for everybody. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for everybody. Liz was excited to welcome one of her friends over to MakerDeck, and so was I. Always happy to have new people there. We've reached the point where nearly all phone manufacturers have reached the evolutionary rather than revolutionary stage of enhancements. Well, that's the thing. So here's my feeling, Silver Sunbeam. I'm not saying we've hit the law of diminishing returns with hardware. I think things will continue to improve. But that's the thing. Now, instead of just being faster and faster and faster and faster, they have to look at working on their software, like optimizing their software, which makes me happy. That makes me very happy. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ready for my slotting the GPKs here. Did I lock the exposure? I thought I locked everything here. It's kind of going in and out. So we're gonna get that going here with the GPKs. Keep your conversations going though. By the way, keep the conversations going. We're not gonna stop here. Let me move my jelly bellies out of the way. And move the mouse out of the way. Get this ready to slot. Move the GPK stack over here. Wow, I'm really off, aren't I? How am I gonna? Yeah, I kind of wonder how can I lean that so you can see the cards more easily? I don't know. Did I pre-order the 14? Yeah, I did. Talked about that the other day. As the same day that I posted on YouTube saying I'm might be spinning up a dedicated tech YouTube channel once and for all. So that way, instead of asking me questions that I've answered a couple days ago, you can watch a video. You know what I'm saying? I think how smooth the app is changing is now with dynamic island hops, can individually function. The dynamic was going to be fun. I totally agree, Maricos, about that. But hey, Jiraiya, good to see you. I also feel that working between the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Galaxy S22 Ultra, there's no contest. The 22 Ultra is smoother. You can say what you want to say. It is a smoother scrolling experience. I don't care what the benchmarks claim. I don't care if it's 3 times as fast on the iPhone. The software is more optimized for the hardware on the Galaxy. Like, by far. Give me a second. Got that. So, but that's been my experience. Deck of cards, what are we playing? Midnight Smith, GPKs. Hey, Rob Ank. Garbage Pail Kids. New semiconductor opening, though. Well, I don't think it's about the speed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take as much speed as I can. Absolutely. Throw as much speed, for sure. But I need my software to be usable. And I cannot scroll just about any app on iOS without being annoyed. Like, I have to slow down my scroll on iOS. It's not snappy. It's just not. It's not snappy and it's not smooth. Some people would argue otherwise. Well, that's great. I'm glad your eyes see what they see. I know what my eyes see. I'm telling you. You cannot, side by side, scrolling in the same app, same third-party app, first-party. I'm telling you, it is smoother. It is more responsive on Android. And Samsung, I think, has got a better design ethos. Despite it being built on top of Android, I believe Samsung's got their act together as far as user experience is concerned. For the most part. Now, I don't know how the new Android 13 is going to shape up on the device yet. Haven't used it. People who still play games at 30 hertz don't understand when you play a game at 144. It's literally a whole new world. So I understand S12 or S22 versus 13 Pro. Well, that's what I'm saying, Maricos. But even 120 to 120, the way that Apple manages their refresh rate with ProMotion on the iPhone, it's completely different. Anyhow, day 5 of phone talk. I'm kind of mad. Silver Sunbeam, I hear you. Someone asked the question, so I'm getting ready to slap my garbage pail, kids. I can't ignore a question that someone asks. Cannot. Or I could, but the problem with ignoring questions like that is they tend to get asked over and over and over again. You understand. You feel me, dude. You get me. You understand me, man. Give me a second. Uh-huh. Alright, so let's slot. I'm going to pull up the chat over here so I can see what you're saying. Alright, is this going to be the easiest way to do it? Possibly. Yeah, this is going to be the easiest way. Hollywood. Oh, whoa! They went back with Woody Allen? No, they did. Oh my God! They did all 3! Oh, wow. This is, wow. Because the funny thing is Woody Allen was the rare card back in the original series. Because it used someone's real name. Oh, man. Or Oak K. Oh, man. Oh. Because OK was like the 3rd one that they replaced. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, these Chrome cards are just beautiful. But the problem is, all right, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on Woody Allen. Woody Allen's I'm gonna put later because and the checklist is on the other side. I want to keep those separate because I don't think I can slot 3 of these. Armpit Brit, where's Brit? Someone tag Brit. Where's Brit? Armpit Brit. We got an Armpit Brit here. Armpit Brit. Did Brit know she was a Garbage Pail Kid? She probably did not. She was 126A. Traveling Travis. Oh wait, are these puzzle backs? I think that one was a puzzle back. Oh yeah, it was a puzzle back. Usually with puzzle backs, I flip them back to back as opposed to non-puzzle backs. That is just wrong. I totally agree. But that's what Garbage Pail Kids are all about. If Garbage Pail Kids were being right, I would not want to have anything to do with them. Now see, this one is interesting because this is, that's what the original card back would have been, back with the 4th series. That looked a lot like the 3rd series, the wanted posters they continued with. So this one, I'm going to slot one on top of the other so I can see that even slotted, I can see the card back. And I was never really interested in the puzzles as much. Oh, thank you, Fujo. All right, see Travis, take care. Secondhand Rose and Trashed Tracy. Boy, I'm telling you, the chrome is just... I cannot... Nicky Hickey. I can't... I have to, like, do it like this. All right, take care, Westery. I have to, like, wobble the cards because, like, the chrome finish is just... It's half of it. Like, getting that light bouncing off of it is just spectacular. I'm kind of kicking myself for not having done the Chrome series, the original ones, but I thought, like, why would I bother? But this is, I gotta admit, this is pretty neat. Hey, Cool Dog, I'm doing well. They look like trash can version of Cabbage Patch. That's, well, yes, that's Garbage Pail Kids. That's exactly what they are. That's, yes. Did you, Papa Bear, I know you knew about... You had to have known about Garbage Pail Kids, dude. You could not have grown up when you did and not known about these. You could not have. I refuse to believe. Say A and B. These things are thick. Here, let me adjust this a tiny bit. There we go. I'm a little more centered for you. Okay, never paid attention to them. Oh, really? I was paying attention from Series 2 on. My dad brought back a wax pack, brought home a wax pack, and that was it. I was like, oh, these are cool. Because I really wasn't a fan of the Garbage Pail Kid, or the Cabbage Patch Kids, because they were all the rage, right? I always ran counterculture. Like, for the most part, if it was popular with everybody else, I was like, eh. Star Wars might have been the only one, well, not just Star Wars, I guess. Transformers, G.I. Joe with kids. More into the cartoons. All kids like cartoons. Get that in there. Had a puzzle back there. There we go. Nice. Hip Kip. Wasn't your jam. I mean, I don't know why. I was just like immediately... It wasn't like I loved gross, disgusting things, but this would have been... Was I in the 7th grade at the time? 7th grade, yeah. Rock E Horror. Which I didn't understand this. I didn't understand Rock E Horror at the time until I was like substantially older. I didn't, I want to say it was a 7th grade. Was it? Struggling to think when it was, because it was in the 7th grade when I basically started listening to Weird Al Yankovic. I know that was the 7th grade. When did GPKs come out? 86? Yeah, that may have been the 7th grade. Remember loving the D&D cartoon? Not being able to find it. You realize they're nowhere as good as you thought. I know. I still enjoy watching the old cartoons though. Certainly on Saturday mornings. Yes, totally agree, Lon Milk Liver. Swollen Sue Ellen. And Max Axe. Deadly Dudley. These Chrome cards are great. Y'all can use Firefox. I'm using Chrome. We got another checklist here. They've reused Alien Ian for a while, too. Well, that's B. B first. Is B coming first? Looney Tunes is so politically incorrect. A lot of those old cartoons did not age well. A lot. A lot. Yeah, Jedi doesn't understand. Like Saturday morning when I get like excited, she doesn't get why I'm into it. Hey Jay Harley, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Welcome back to the Play Shop. Just slotting some Garbage Pail Kids tonight. Toothless. I remember this one. Mouthful. I see some of these I knew so well. I could look at the picture and say, "Oh, this is so and so," without knowing their name. I'd have them memorized, right? Because believe you me, I collected. Oh, I just loved them. First time I saw original series 4 was in a mall. We were traveling. We were in Illinois, visiting a great aunt and uncle at the time. And I remember it vividly. I remember going to the mall. It was a big, huge mall compared to anything that I ever knew in Iowa. Bruce Moose. Hunted Hunter. Yeah. Let's get this right here. Keep flipping these around. Doesn't mean they need to erase them, though. What? Erase what? I have to see if Mayhem Comics has those cards. They probably do. These are out now. I've seen them at least hobby boxes at Target. That's where I was like, it's $2 for a pack. I'm like, pass. As much as I love the nostalgia or the feeling of opening a new Garbage Pail Kid pack, I'm like, there's just that was just a line that I was not willing to cross. Malls are almost a thing of the past. Kind of. I mean, let me put it this way. Like, there's nothing... there are a few malls in the area, but, like, they closed the stores that I would want to go to. Like, one by one. Like, Bellevue Square used to have... they used to have a Disney store. That's closed down. They used to have a GameStop. That closed down. They still have a Lego store, but I'm like, well... I mean, it's not as interesting. It's not as exciting to me, at least. There's no other store in the mall. Or let me put it this way. There's no store in the mall that I think a kid would want to go to. Apart from maybe the Lego store. Because there's no really... And there is kind of a pseudo toy store. What is it called? Like Go Calendars or something like that? Go Calendars or something like that. But it's not... It's close to a toy store, but it's not worth the journey. Because a lot of the stuff you could get online cheaper. So there's just no value in driving to the mall anymore. Really. None. I'm not going to go into a clothing store unless I need to. Prince by Nick, good to see you. Happy you've been having fun on the Maker Deck Discord. Baked Jake. Things remembered? Nah, it may have been it. I don't know. I say cartoons, but there was quite a bit of live action stuff on Saturday mornings when I was a kid. Really do think the current generation is missing out. Well, here's my thought on that, Silver Sunbeam. Because technology is so ubiquitous, right? And content is but a click away. There's a billion options. And you think I'm being hyperbolic. No, there are billions of entertainment options versus 3. There's a big difference. So we've lost a lot of that shared cultural experience, apart from maybe streaming shows. So like, I've been watching Resident Alien. Some people watch it, some people don't. Game of Thrones, some people watch it, some people don't. Like, there's nothing that you only have that one option, right? So the fact that we've evolved, right, means that Jedi is never going to... She never really watched Sesame Street. Never did. Wasn't her thing. But, she watched, dozens of different shows that were, like, from Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon and Netflix type of shows. Oh, Reese Pieces. This was another one, yeah? Yep. Reese Pieces, Puzzle Paul, and Incomplete Pete. So this is a three-peat. So Reese Pieces was replaced. I have the original Reese Pieces, which is nice. So I'm so glad they did this. Oh my god, that makes the series. Wow. That makes the series for me right there. that third. They did it because of copyright, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, Jedi could watch a show, talk to a friend at school, and her friend at school is going, oh crap. Her friend goes, oh crap. No, her friend at school doesn't know what she's watching, right? So that is what kids face today. It's not a shared cultural experience. You could be watching me on the internet, right? Well, you are. But like most people aren't. So, you know, you go to the water cooler and like, hey, did you catch the show last night? No, I didn't catch the show. Like, there's just certain things that you just don't experience together anymore. Tales of the Jedi was a quite pleasant surprise. Looking forward to that one. Oh, absolutely. It feels very Bad Batch, very Clone Wars-ish. I'm looking forward to all the new Star Wars. All of it. Is it Star Wars? Yes. Then I'm looking forward to it. She goes to a Jedi school, though. She should. I should send her. I should. If I could send her to a real Jedi Academy, I probably would. Jack O'Lantern and Doug. Hey, someone take a screen grab of this for what's her name? Chelsea. Chelsea just did a 3D print, she did a 3D model of this Garbage Pail Kid. Someone needs to take a screenshot or a clip and tag Chelsea on it, because she did this model that you can 3D print. This is the Chrome OS 4 version of the original card. Hello, Stephen Poole. Oh, it's definitely way different than it was. Definitely, by far. Things have changed. The internet changed everything. But I knew that. When I sat down and used the internet for the first time, I knew it would change everything. Didn't know how, but I just knew it. You're hyped about the iPhone 14 Pro moving from the 8 Plus. No, Triple Venti, you should have gone for the Pro. Wait, yeah, Pro is fine. As long as you're using Dynamic Island, you're fine. That's my opinion. I could never abide by the notch. The Dynamic Island, though, at a distance, software-wise, seems like it's a huge win. Especially if software developers adapt it. I still don't like the springboard. I still don't like the way the widgets work. I still don't like, the user interface for the notifications. I don't like how Control Center is so inflexible. I mean, there are a lot of things I don't like. A lot. There are a lot more things I don't like in software than anything. Nailed Neil? Or Spiky Mikey? The shared cultural iconography is missing. I think that's kind of disheartening. Maybe that's just my age. No, it's true, and I think that has an impact, honestly. That has an impact on everything, Silver Sunbeam. It has goods and bads. I experienced it first time 97, maybe 17 years old. A Jedi school? Yeah, I just feel that the internet, yeah, for sure it's changed. Jenna joked around. She wasn't joking. I said, something about email, and she said, "What's email?" And I'm like, I have a feeling. She's gonna know what email is, but her generation is not gonna know email. Now, I knew this was a triple because I had the triple. This would have been Crystal Gale. It was a real name, right? Real name, Crystal Gale. So that's our extra one here. There were 4 reprints that were done in the original Series 4. Crystal Gale was the other one of them. Then there's another one coming here. There were 4. I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, I already had that card. Wait, but that's a different name. That doesn't make any sense. It's gonna be email, no USPS. I doubt that. I mean, we still need packages and stuff. There's a Garfield here. Catty Cathy and Kitty Litter. But she's gonna grow up in a world where it's just gonna all be texting, right? Texting back and forth, sharing that way. Maybe by then, Apple will have its software act together. But at this stage, I'm still inclined to keep. I mean, Jedi's got an iPad for now because we had the hardware. It was there, and I was like, well, when it cycles out here in a few years, she's probably going to get a Chromebook, and the reason why a Chromebook is because of school. So as she probably gets into junior high, she's gonna have a Chromebook anyway. So I'm not gonna take what the school gives us. No way. That's probably just garbage. Well, I mean, it's not gonna be top of the line, but like for her and the school and stuff, like for her schoolwork, I'd want her to have a good experience. Just like with Diana, I made sure she had a good experience with her Chrome tablet. Although it is showing its age as well. But for her usage, it's just a web browser. It has everything you might need. And Chrome OS 3 years from now is going to be even better. If you told me I'd have to explain the I'm going to Disneyland thing to my kid, I would have flashed in your face. I know, I'm going to Disneyland. It's amazing watching kids grow up today. Scary at the same time. It is scary. It is. But Jedi is braving it well. I gotta tell you, she is an amazing partner in vlogging. We got, just today alone, we got some really good stuff. And yesterday too, a bit. Her and I. Wait, 3? Battered Brad, Teddy Bear, and Salvatore Dali. Wait, were there 5 bonuses? Or was this the third? Was this the 4th? This may have been the 4th. Salvatore Dali may have been the 4th. Oh, interesting. I thought you said phone book. No one knows what a phone... Jedi doesn't know. We've never had a phone book delivered while she's been born. Phone book? What? Like I said, she's going to grow up in a completely different world. I love the videos you put. Oh, the vlogs? Well, we're probably moving now. Because I was doing it, like, uploading, like, one a day. And I'm like, okay, I can't keep up with that cycle. It's too much. But I feel that I could go back to doing... Now that Jedi is a little older and she's, a little more involved and she's doing things, she's talking, she's interacting, she's recording video, it's a lot easier to do when you have, someone like Jedi to work with. She's playing with toys and being creative, and those are moments I want to capture anyway, as opposed to just like, oh, here's something. So you're going to see a lot of, I just printed this, I just printed that. Jedi's doing this, Jedi's doing that. Kids don't know how to read a map either. Oh, they will. I think map skills are still important, although, Anne? Really? Were these redos? These are new. AN1A. So a new series. Whoa, these are new. That's new art. This is new art. Oh, this is new art. On front and back. Maybe these were, yeah, they were specific. Oh, these are all Chrome. Oh, I get it. They're Chrome characters. So this is like a Chrome hammer. Or Chrome trophy. Or Chromie Tony. Interesting. Oh, hey! Chromed Chris. Chrome Chris. Ah, look at that. I got a Chris. There's a Chris. There's a new Chris. Yay! Chrome Chris. Kind of want a double of Chrome Chris. I really kind of do. Chrome Chris. Ah, I got a Chrome. Yay! It says Chrome Chris. Well, I guess that settles it. Google Chrome is what I'm going to have to use. Roy Bot? What does that say? Yeah, Roy Bot melting and metal matte. Honestly, I'm so happy not to have to buy a new Thomas Guide every year. Yeah. I remember hearing of those, but never having to use one. Never needing to use one. Iowa didn't need one. Now, I remember driving using maps. Okay, last one from the series. Mecha Mike and Kaiju. Oh, nice, Jay Harley. Right now, Jedi's on an iPad, but that will change when she gets into junior high. Then she's going to be on a Chromebook, probably with a stylus. I can't imagine not using a stylus for that. And then, okay, so $25.49. Let's do this one. Even though some of them are puzzle backs, they're good enough to be separate. One of them's puzzle back, I guess. But they're separate. Separate but equal. And that is the slotting of the garbage buckets. They make me so very happy. I'm so glad I have them in my life. Ooh. I'm trying to slowly but surely get Jedi into 80s music as well. I did a, what was it? I think I played one thing for her, the Final Countdown. And so she heard it again today. And then she was singing it, so I played it in the car. She's like, wait, I'm listening to 80s music? I'm like, yeah. So there, look at the chrome. Look at the chrome. Chrome finish, everyone. It's all chromey. Y'all can have your Google Chrome. I'm all about the chrome GPKs. So let's get is that a good chrome reflection there? A little hard to hold and grab a shot like. It's falling. There we go. Series 4. Those will go in the book. Ooh. Yeah, these are thick. These are thick boys. Wrappers, not as impressed with. Like, toss them. Some people keep the wrappers. Some people are all about the wrappiness. Me, I'm fine. Let's see here. Yeah, see, look. Seriously. It's, I'll pull it down. I told you I was playing the Final Countdown. So, for real. Some people are like, oh, earlier today I was doing X, Y, and Z, and they can't really prove it. You just have to kind of take them at, face value. But I was for real. I'm like, no, I was really doing that. I was playing the Final Countdown. All right, let's flip back to the Pixel. I'm getting the new iPhone, but if I'm thinking about launching a new YouTube channel, then I'm gonna have to a YouTube tech channel. I'm gonna have to get the flagship stuff. Maybe not all the flagships. It's gonna run up in price, but the Pixel kind of a big deal because it's Google. iPhone, absolutely. I don't know about the iPads though. I'm a little. How do I work it into my flow? I don't just want to have gadgets around. I want to use them. Really into Tom Petty? Nice. Yes, FinDope. These GPKs are new. They're chrome, so there's a different finish. You can see kind of like a metallic finish on these cards, but they are effectively redos. The old art from the original Series 4 was pulled out, and then chrome put behind it. So they've done now 4 series of these. Yeah, they're great. I mean, seriously, like the first one I saw when GC Laredo sent it, I was just like, I'm in. Sold. What about the Apple guy saying, buy mom an Apple if you don't like green bubbles? That kind of, I talked about this the other day, but it bothered me. It really did. And I understand, I get it. Like, he's the CEO of Apple. Yeah, he wants to sell more of the stuff, but like, can Apple figure out another way to monetize iMessage? Maybe there's got to be another way. There's got to be another. Hell, here's what I'd do. I'm not joking. Like, because they got their cloud services, right? If they had a tier where you could access your photos, your messages, your everything, but you had to pay $20 a month or whatever, shut up and take my. If I could get iMessage on the Android device, if I could get Apple Photos, right? I mean, because again, backup, right? I'm a big believer in having a backup, right? If I could get access to all that stuff, see, Photos, it shocks me that Apple doesn't have a way to do it in the iCloud. Like you can do email, you can do notes, you can do all that stuff, but like That's like half-assed. Like it's not a great experience. They're not going to develop too many apps for Android. They do have the music app. You can watch Apple TV Plus on an Android device in the browser. But if that's the way I feel, Apple could still sell iPhones. I don't think it's going to damage, selling iPhones, because you'd have potentially a better experience. I don't know. But to get I would love to have iMessage on my Android device in a legitimate way, not using a third party, right, or anything like that. But I would be willing. I'm telling Apple, yeah, charge me $20 a month for iMessage. And here, the reason why is because I understand about iMessage. I have it on the desktop. It's a native client, right? Or if I could get it from the web, right? So it would have to work like that in order to work. Millions would pay for iMessage. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, if there was a way to do it, I really feel that if Apple wants to go on all in on services, that's the way you do it. In general, it'd be nice to be able to back up and transfer data from my iPhone to Windows desktop. I pay for a tool that does it automatically. There probably are third-party tools out there. And I mean, of course, Samsung has been doing a better job integrating with Windows, but I'm like, I'm not a Windows user. I'm an Android user, but I'm really not a Windows user. I don't want to synchronize like that. I'm kind of picky on where things go. I don't know if we're going to see if we saw, here's how I see it. Here's how I could see it playing out. Apple with their Apple Plus, what do they call it? The Apple plan, the Apple, what do they call it? They call it the Apple thing? No, not RCS. Apple doesn't want to support that. They say customers don't want it. Customers don't know what they want until they have it. So that was a throwaway line. So not Apple Care. No. What's the Apple? Is it Apple One? Is that what it is? I was always on the cusp of like, yeah, but I'm not. It's not. We're already paying this much for that. I'm like, it's not worth it to do much more than that. In terms of what we're using it for, and which we're not really using. A lot of it is legacy stuff, legacy iCloud storage. Quite honestly, photos and whatnot, backups and stuff. So I feel like Apple could theoretically sweep in and say, all right, and now we're announcing iMessage for Android. And Apple users, I don't think would mind, right? And I also don't think it's going to drive people away from iOS. Like, that's not the thing that's driving people away, because they won't. Like, it's like the notch didn't drive them away, nothing will. So, but in order to get iMessage on Android, you have to pay for an Apple One plan, right? Like, what is it? $10 a month, $15? It's tiered or something like that. But you have to pay. I'm like, okay, sign me up. Like, if they start but are they going to start porting all their iPhone apps over to Android? I doubt it. Like, it's not their thing. But if they're trying to be like this cloud company, I don't know. So you can access part of iCloud in the cloud, right, on the web browser, but not all of it. Like, I can pull up iCloud. I don't know if I'm connected here, but give me a second. I might or might not be. It's got. Yeah, I gotta do it again. Dang it. So you probably don't do this on your Android, but oh, come on. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, so you can pull it up on the mobile website, and you get to notes, part of Find My, not all of it. It's like half-assed. Everything's half-assed. I'm like, how can I take cloud seriously if it's just half-assed? So, I don't know. The only thing I want, I do hope, I mean, Tim is doing a great job. He really is. There's no doubt. Selling. But my only hope for the next CEO is a product person. The product person would get it. Unfortunately, there's a very large portion of the population anti-Apple. Yeah, for sure. But there are a lot of people who want that compatibility or have a Mac but use an Android device. There are. I'm not an anomaly. There are people who do want to use iMessage rather than WhatsApp, right? They don't want to use WhatsApp. They would rather use something else because they have an iPhone. They don't have an iPhone. But even those who have an iPhone are using WhatsApp because their friends are on WhatsApp. If their friends aren't on iMessage, it stops, right? So, like I said, you got to play to the lowest common denominator. I like to believe it's not a matter of if, but when Apple does something more cloud-friendly with their services. More cloud, because they're kind of in, but they're not. They're in, but they're not. Okay, are you in or are you out? Like Google's a serious cloud company. Serious. They're a serious cloud company. You can get all the Google apps on iOS. All of them. Pretty much. Chrome, iOS. But Apple's like, they make money in hardware, but there's only so much you can do in hardware. Sometimes you got to start messing with services, and they started doing it. So I'm telling you, if Apple decided for an Apple One plan, not the basic, but like an advanced, like $15, $20 a month, and with that you get access to your iMessage on Android and photos on Android and all those things to bring people in. So you're spending money on Apple when you otherwise wouldn't. That's the thing. Spending money on Apple when you otherwise wouldn't. Give them money even without their hardware. That's services. That's true services. I believe that that is a better way. It could be a better way of pulling people in. It wouldn't do it for me because I don't like the software experience of iOS. Not even remotely. Not even close. Not anywhere near liking it. Not that I'm in love with some of the experiences that I've had with Android on the devices that I've had, but when we're talking about those services, you've got options, right? You've got to think through what it is you're trying to do. So I've got a family. I've got a daughter who's she's not using a computer really. She's got the iPad, but that is a computer. But Diana on a Chromebook, and honestly, a Chromebook is exactly what Diana needs. Her primary device, her primary computer is her phone because it's always on her, right? She uses a watch, phone. That's the Chromebook is nice because it's a bigger screen, right? Bigger web browsing if you need a desktop, thing to pull up or whatever. But still, it could be a challenge. So I've said this before. I think Windows or Mac OS would be a mistake for Diana. I believe at this stage, for Jedi, Windows or Mac OS would be a mistake for her. An absolute mistake. It would be overkill. And cruft, like file management, you don't want to throw that at somebody. You just don't, at all. Like and that's where Chrome OS really works well. So that's why my primary thinking would be, they would be fine on Chrome OS. Jedi won't. I don't think Jedi will use that again. She had one briefly with the, what was it? It was a Lenovo tablet. It was a Lenovo tablet. I thought it was managed well. It was a Chrome OS device, and they killed the screen. It wasn't a great performer, but it was only like $200, so it wasn't like a throwing money away. Well, it kind of was. They didn't really use it that long before they destroyed it. But it was fine. It was ample. Now she's on the iPad, and the iPad that she's using is going to last a little while. But we're not in any rush to do any upgrades right now for her. Doesn't having the monopoly on it ensure the users to its platform. I just don't see them releasing control unless they start losing market share. I think if Google threw enough money at Apple, they might consider opening iMessage up to cross-platform use. Do I think it'll happen? Not a chance, and that's a pity. Well, don't undersell the idea of regulation. Regulation in the EU is forcing Apple, I guess, to move to USB-C, which has been long overdue. They're forcing Apple to go that way with standards. So do not put it past a government to force Apple to make a decision, because that's where it hurts. When it pinches their wallet, that's where it hurts. Do I think the EU was right? Well, I happen to be a proponent of USB-C. A huge proponent of it. But it wasn't until regulation came through that we even have that as a possibility. Apple Watch offers a lot of compatibility with apps themselves, which people like. Spotify, Peloton, exercise apps on Apple Watch. Yep, but so does Wear OS. I'm not a typical user. Oh man, hang on. Is it going? Oh yeah, it's very light. I can hear it lightly. The music. I'm the only one who doesn't fitness. Although I do have, on the non-school days, I get about 6,000 steps in. On the school days, it's closer to 10,000. Google needs its own messaging platform figured out first. Oh no, from your lips to God's ears. Oh my God, they're still farting around with that. It's Hangouts. No, it's chat. No, it's Duo. No, it's Meet. No, it's Messages. Okay, what is it? Which is it? Just pick one. Just pick one. Please, just. I see, but to me, I get everything I need. I got a heart monitor, pedometer, weather, calendar, and notifications, and I'm like, I don't turn on notifications for everything because otherwise I'd just be always looking at my watch. I think it would be doubtful if Apple offers services tied to iPhones to Android. Apple recently gained 50% of U.S. market share over Android. Would take away from that if it made Apple One plan for Android would bite into their phone sales. Yes and no. Apple Music exists on Android, and largely because of legacy. So that's the thing. If Apple Music exists on Android, Apple TV exists on the Chromecast with Google TV. So I'm not. It's highly unlikely, but I could still see a path, especially if a government comes in and says, yeah, we're calling shenanigans. Yeah, you got a messaging platform, but you're locking people out with messaging. Well, no, you can still use this. It's unsecure. We're upgrading everyone's forced to upgrade their networks here in this country. There's a way. There's a path forward. It's just not going to happen on its own volition. It's not going to happen, because of some altruistic motion. Oh, Brazil did that like the EU? RIM released BBM for Android, but at that point it was too late. That's what I'm saying. It was just way too late. Way too late. Atari 2600 turned 45. Today? Happy birthday, Atari. I can happily say I'm 4 years... Was I 5 when the Atari was released? Was I 5 when I got the Atari? Well, our family got the Atari. I didn't get the Atari. It was a family acquisition. Not a personal acquisition. Got to have your own console back then. That would have been a dream come true. You were 3? About there. Hey, D. Frizzell. Good to see you. Pretty much, well, we do have some devices that are still USB, micro USB. No more mini USB devices, though, that are used. Some micro USB device, like crap, garbage from, like, China, stupid gadgets. Don't use C. But hopefully, eventually, those will disappear. We do, but like I said, we still do have a couple of those. Legacy device. Those are legacy devices. No more mini USB though. Lightning. The only Lightning device in the house now. Well, devices, I guess. My Apple mouse, Magic Keyboard, Magic Mouse, and then the iPhone. So I hope they all go to C, because then I can just eliminate all the cables, minus the USB-Cs. Alexa's micro USB. That's what I'm saying. Alexa, I think Google Home is a USB, micro USB. I'm like, come on. Why? Looks like CP Geek is streaming a build of a Voron, continuing work on the Voron 2.4 gantry. What do you say we give him a raid? He'd be happy. Haven't seen him in a while. How about the days when every phone had its own connector? Oh my God. How far we've come. Micro was worse than whatever the PS3 used as far as connection. See, I can't remember. What are your thoughts on the new phone cameras that can render 3D images to 3D print? Well, I use EM3D on iOS to scan. Is that what you mean, Cyberpam? Like EM3D? See, I can do... They work. In fact, I modeled... I created this using EM3D. An Emperor's Royal Guard, a Shadow Guard. I scanned it. The object, though, in order to scan it, it has to be really large. Hopefully that didn't kick everybody out. So here's EM3D. See, there's the scan, right? Scene 3. There's the scan I originally did. So that's Marcus, aka Ethan's dad 3D. So there's my original scan of the Emperor's Royal Guard with this phone, right? And then from there you can like export the scene as an STL or a video or whatever. You always confuse micro and mini USB, so I'll be happy when I don't need to try to remember those names. Oh God. I remember mini for sure. So like scan. So I can scan. I need something big enough. Oh, let's try this. This may be a little complex. Well, I'm going to try. Because you got to walk around it, right? You have to like get it fit geophysically around it. And you have to go slow enough. I'm going to try this, right? How could I do this? So because you gotta hold it. Like, here, we're gonna scan. I'm gonna scan the Darth Vader here, and you gotta use the selfie cam too, because that's got the lidar. At least I think it does. Yeah. That's mirror. Yeah, because the EM3D. Well, there's probably a better app to use that doesn't use the selfie cam. But if I go slowly, this is neat, but it's still kind of crap. Ah, the tracking got lost. It's not great. I'm gonna try it again. I mean, it works for a free app. I mean, Marcus has done a great job. I'm not complaining. I bought a license, at least for the STL export, because it almost lost the model. Because this is how I scanned everybody's faces when I first got don't lose the model. When I first got the 3D printer, you just have to go like nice and slow. So I don't know how I wasn't able to get under it, but here. So there you go. I think it depends on the app, right? So I just scanned. You just saw me scan the Darth Vader Lego, and I mean there were some pieces missing because I couldn't get a full scan without it losing tracking. So tracking could have been better, but that could also be contingent on the app. There are probably better apps to use for scanning. This one's free, so I'm like, okay, this is good enough. I mean, if I knew one that could absolutely nail a scan more easily, I'd probably buy it, right? Not that I need a lot of scans, but pretty decent. So I was able to do. Where's my me is Dark Helmet, right? That happened. That's me. My scan of me. Using EM3D. So it's not. It works. I mean, it works. If you have the right lighting and space to do it, it might work better. Possibly, yeah. I think outside would have possibly worked better. Everything I've done has been indoors. But those things might improve too, as far as a lot of that goes. it just works. Funny. Oh, what's that? Close that too. Sorry. Yeah, this is turning out okay. So I'm thinking we're gonna raid CP Geek. Wait, no, that's... And I'm going to print out a couple more things. Will that be enough? Ooh. I don't know. Dude, those are huge. Holy schmidt. Yeah, 2 hours 46. Yeah, I won't be able to do that one tomorrow, so 9. I'm taking a guess as to whether or not I have enough filament to print out some of these shrouds for yeah, it's a 7-hour print. I don't know because I don't have a lot. Howdy. Thank you, Jay Harley, for hanging. Yeah, I never print in RAW. I probably should, but I know everyone swears by it, but like, it's another 7 hours. Oh boy, I'm a little worried. Yeah, these are all pretty big. Well, that might not be too bad. Yeah, I think I can eke one out. The biggest one. I'm debating on well, is that a supported infill? Yeah, it's support cubic. The last thing I want is to run out of filament overnight. Although if I'm slowed down, I wouldn't, and at least I could change over. You know? Yeah, I feel I can do that one. RAW is the closest thing to a digital negative. Yeah, but I've never had much with editing RAW, honestly. But I'm not a photographer. Clearly, if you've ever seen any of my images. Although I got a really good shot of the moon last night. All right, 6:49. All right, we'll do this one. That is 10. We're going to be rating CP Geek tonight. The CP Geek. I'll see everybody on Maker Deck. Yeah. Thank you for participating in September tonight. It's very appreciated. I really appreciate you hanging out, talking with me about whatever. Thank you for listening. Thank you for asking questions. Happy to oblige. I'll keep you posted on the tech YouTube channel if I do decide to launch it. You'll be one of the first people to know. I do have to talk to Fixin' Dude possibly about doing some initial graphics for it. And that would be set up as kind of a podcast of sorts. That may be happening in the next week or two. So stay tuned. And of course, if and when I do, I'll be letting everybody know. I'm like, hey, I've got a tech-only YouTube channel, that kind of thing. But I'm going to give it another week to I'm going to stew on it for a while. I'm going to think about it and see where it goes. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. And may the force be with you always. I so appreciate you being here. Thank you for helping make this Sunday that much more complete. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for keeping the faith. Thank you for the support in whatever way you're able to give it. It is incredibly appreciated. I'll be back again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, and on Maker Deck in between. We're rating another streamer. He's doing a Voron tonight. CP Geek, haven't seen him in a while, so it'll be a nice surprise for him. Get those Perillo Raid and Maker D1 Raid emotes ready. Tuscan rating in 3, 2, 1. All right, CP Geek. Do me proud. Do me proud. There we go. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. There we go. You are. Good job. Well, I mean, you're just being rated. That's what it is.